So it's the morning after here, and the beer's fermenting like crazy. Anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about the system here and how we made it, what it does, and you know, honestly, you could probably make one of these yourself. It wasn't really that difficult if you do a little research and apply yourself. So what we have obviously here is the Blichmann Fermenter, right? It's 14.5 gallons, and there's no I haven't made any major modifications to it other than I bought another one of these little hatches, and you know, you can buy these at the brew shop. It's the same cap that goes into a corny keg. And then I drilled a couple holes through it and silver soldered a stainless steel immersion coil into the cap. Soldered a couple elbows onto that, and then I run lines down into the chiller device here. So this is basically just my blow off. It looked like it was getting pretty hot last night as far as like fermentation activities, so we stuck a little blow off, and then we're sitting in this half gallon of Star Sand down there. So, and it's you should see it, it's just bubbling like crazy. So anyway, that's pretty much it for the fermenter. What we have here is basically an automated chilling device, and it used to be a dehumidifier, and of course a dehumidifier is a refrigeration device that's able to pull air, humid air, across a cold coil, and you know, it condenses onto the cold coil and drips down into a tank like this, right? When the tank gets full, it shuts off, you've got to empty it, yada yada. So, nothing too complicated there. This particular device I found on Craigslist for 20 bucks. It had a blown fan. I replaced the fan. And when I took it apart, I guess I just lucked out. What I found was that I was able to separate the evaporator and the condenser, which are stacked together pretty much just like this in this portion. Yeah, that was the bubbling action in the fermenter. I was able to separate the two and stick the evaporator down into the tank. So this is just a standard collection tank, and you can't really see it very well, but this is the evaporator, and it's about 75% submerged down into the glycol solution. Also down in there is, of course, a thermocouple, and there's also a submersible pump, like a fountain pump down in there. So what we have on the top here is a controller box that I built to basically control the show here. And this particular controller, this is these STC 1000s. They have they come with a thermocouple, first of all. So the thermocouple is reading the temperature of the glycol here. That's 6 degrees C, and I've seen it go all the way down to 0, by the way. This one is actually reading the fermentation temp over there at 19.3. So these things have both a cold circuit and a hot circuit, or a chilling circuit and a heating circuit in the back of them. Just a little relay, of course. It's good for 10 amps. And that's definitely enough to turn on a dehumidifier, or in the case over here, turn on a fountain pump. I do have the hot circuit set up on this side of this duplex, so that come this winter time, you know, it might be a little chilly out here, and we'll need to like boost the temp of the fermentation instead of trying to cool it down. But right now in North Carolina, we're not there yet. So essentially, the way it works is we constantly try and keep this at a given temperature. I think the actual set temp is 9 degrees, but the temperature of this is really not that critical, right? As long as it's cooler than whatever we're trying to chill, we're in good shape. So I have it set at 9 degrees plus or minus 2, I think it is, and that's fine. The other thermocouple is taped to the side of the fermentator right there with some insulating foam in the back of it, so it's not really being affected too much by ambient, and provides a more accurate reading of the actual fermenter. And when this rises beyond, I think it's 19.6 degrees C, or about 68 degrees, it kicks on the fountain pump in there, which pumps the cold glycol through there and back over into the other side of the tank. So we don't really have a lot of circulation inside of here. We might have to address that at some point in time, but so far we found that it doesn't really need it. So essentially works like a charm, you know. When the temp rises over there, kicks the pump on, pumps the glycol through. When it gets to the proper temp, the pump stops, and everything is fine. When the glycol takes on enough heat and rises beyond like 11 degrees or 10 degrees, then the dehumidifier or the refrigeration system kicks on and chills the glycol back down to 9 or whatever it is. So, works awesome. You know, it took a little bit of research and some little design work to try and figure out exactly how to do it, but in the end it turned out pretty nice, so cool stuff. I want to show you a picture of the fermentation action, because it's really going crazy right now. You can actually hear it doing that. Anyway, I hope you found that informative, and let me know if you have any questions, okay? Thanks.